When a 6-year-old girl came home from school claiming she met her identical twin, her mother brushed it off as childhood imagination, but what she discovered just days later shattered everything she believed about her past and revealed a heartbreaking secret that had been buried for 6 long years. Stay with us, because this emotional journey will take you through loss, hope, and a shocking reunion you'll never forget. We'd also love to know where you're listening to our stories from. It began on a typical Monday, the kind of morning where cereal spills across the counter, shoelaces refuse to stay tied, and school lunches are thrown together with a whispered prayer. Raina Monroe was battling through the chaos when her 6-year-old daughter, Laya, gently tugged at her sleeve. "Mommy," she said, "I met someone today who looks exactly like me." Raina barely glanced up as she tied Lila's shoes. "Oh yeah?" she said distractedly. "She has the same eyes, same laugh, same voice." "Her name's Maya," Lila insisted, growing more serious. Raina smiled, thinking it was just a coincidence. "Maybe she just resembles you, honey." "No, Mommy," Lila said with a firmness that made Raina's fingers freeze mid-tie. "It's like looking in a mirror." A chill ran down Raina's spine. Later that day, Raina stood waiting at the school gates, watching children spill out in a colorful blur of backpacks and laughter. And then she saw her. She dropped her coffee. There, walking hand in hand with Lila, was a little girl. Same face, same height, the identical dimple on the left cheek, and the same tiny birthmark on the right collarbone. It wasn't a resemblance. It was 2 Lilas side by side. Raina's legs weakened. "Mommy," Lila beamed, "this is Maya." Maya gave a shy wave. A nearby teacher noticed Raina's stunned face. "Is everything all right, Miss Monroe?" Raina's voice cracked as she whispered, "Who is that child?" "That's Maya Carter," the teacher said cheerfully. "She just transferred 2 weeks ago." "Sweet girl." "Her foster parents?" "She's been in the system for a while." "Foster?" Raina asked, her heart hammering. "Yes, poor thing. Abandoned at a hospital as a newborn. Her file's full of question marks." Raina couldn't breathe. That night she sat on her bed, poring over baby pictures of Lila, every memory of her daughter's birth flooding back, her cries, her tiny body against Raina's chest, the overwhelming fear, the overwhelming joy, and the memory Raina had tried to bury, the chaos in the NICU, the code blue, the alarms, the nurse's panicked voice, the confusion, the screaming, and then being handed only one baby back. They had told her the other hadn't survived, one of her twins, born too early, too fragile. She had believed them. She had to believe them. But now she couldn't deny the way Maya's eyes searched hers, like her soul recognized something her mind had forgotten. The next morning, Raina filed for a voluntary DNA test, taking cheek swabs from Lila and Maya. She begged Maya's foster family to consent. She didn't tell a soul, not even Lila. As she waited for the results, she stared at the photo of her daughter and the girl who felt like a phantom echo, whispering to herself, "It's not possible. It can't be." But deep down, in the place where mothers know without proof, Raina already knew. And the truth would change everything. Raina couldn't sleep. She tried distracting herself, cleaning obsessively, cooking enough food to feed an army, calling her sister just to hear another voice. But nothing drowned out the ticking clock. Nothing softened the fear of what she already suspected. Every laugh Lila let out, every story, every hug felt like an echo bouncing off the hollow knowledge inside her. Then the email came. Subject line, DNA test results, Maya Carter and Lila Monroe. Raina's hand trembled as she clicked it open. The screen loaded achingly slow, as if dragging out 6 years of suspense. 6 birthdays, 6 wishes. 6 candles blown out by 2 little girls who should have done it side by side. Then she saw it. Probability of full sibling match, 99.99987% relationship, monozygotic twins. Raina dropped the laptop. Her knees buckled. Sobs ripped out of her, raw and unstoppable. She hadn't cried when they told her the second baby was gone. She was too broken, too medicated, too stunned to process anything except the words, "We did everything we could." But now she knew. Maya was hers, her daughter, her flesh and blood, her baby. And she had been alive all along, living in the foster system, unprotected, unloved, because someone had made a terrible, irreversible mistake. Clutching her chest, Raina wept harder than she ever had before. The memories assaulted her, the NICU alarms, the chaos, the mistake no one caught. Maya hadn't died. She had been taken or lost in the madness. Raina didn't yet know how, But she knew one thing for certain: she was going to bring her daughter home. That same afternoon, Raina called the foster agency. Her voice was strong and sure for the first time in days. "I need to speak to someone immediately," she said. "It's about Maya Carter. I have her DNA test results. She's my daughter." The woman on the other end gasped. A beat of silence. "Please hold. I'm transferring you to legal." Raina's stomach dropped. In a whirlwind, meetings were scheduled, papers filed, caseworkers sent to her home. Raina learned that Maya had been found as a newborn, wrapped in a hospital-issued blanket, left anonymously at a fire station in the middle of the night. Only now, did anyone begin connecting the dots. Only now did someone quietly whisper about mistakes that should never have happened. Raina didn't care about lawsuits or revenge. She only wanted her daughter. She was granted supervised visitation first. When Raina walked into the foster center, she spotted Maya sitting alone, a book clutched in her hands. The moment Maya looked up, her face lit up. She tilted her head and said softly, "I know you. You're Mommy." Tears welled in Raina's eyes. She knelt down and whispered, "No, baby. I'm your mommy too." Maya stared at her for a long, silent moment, then smiled and said the word that shattered Raina's heart all over again. "Home." Raina choked on a sob. "Yes, sweet girl. Home." They hugged, truly hugged, for the first time. Not as strangers, not as visitors, but as mother and daughter, soul and soul, reunited after 6 stolen years. What Raina didn't realize was that someone else had carried this secret all along, and they were about to come forward. 3 weeks later, just as life was finding a fragile rhythm, Raina found a letter in her mailbox, no return address, the handwriting shaky and desperate. Inside, the letter began, "Ms. Monroe, if you're reading this, you've discovered the truth. I was the night nurse the night your twins were born." The letter spilled out the heartbreaking confession, the chaos, the mistakes, the wrong baby carried away, the healthy twin left behind, the truth ignored, the guilt buried. The nurse had seen Maya's abandonment story in the news weeks later, had known, but fear kept her silent for 6 long years. Now, with stage 4 cancer, she had nothing left to lose but her soul. She wrote, "I hope someday Lila and Maya will always be together, like they were meant to be." Raina sat frozen, tears streaming down her face. She remembered it now, the birth bracelet she had ordered for them, Lila and Maya, always together. The next day, Raina marched the letter into the foster board. Weeks of meetings, court dates, interviews followed. And then finally the call came. "Miss Monroe, your petition for full and permanent custody of Maya has been approved." Raina collapsed in relief, laughing and crying all at once. That evening, when Maya stepped through the front door, suitcase in hand, Raina dropped to her knees and whispered, "This is your forever home." Maya didn't answer. She simply ran into Raina's arms and never let go. That night, Raina dusted off the old baby book she thought she'd never complete. She taped in a photo of Lila and Maya taken the day before. 2 radiant faces, 2 heads leaned together, 1 heart mended. She scribbled under it, "Day 2191, Maya came home." As the girls played in the golden sunset, Raina watched from the porch, a hand resting on her heart. She thought about the years lost, about the milestones missed, but she also thought about grace, about second chances, and about love that never lets go. "Girl," she called, voice breaking with joy, "come inside. Dinner's ready." Hand in hand, Lila and Maya ran toward her, their laughter soaring across the yard, across time, across all the pain. Twin souls, 1 family, and 1 mother who never stopped believing. Late, but Maya found her way back home, to her mother and sister. What do you think of Raina, Lila, and Maya's journey? Would you have let go of such negligence from the hospital? Please share your honest thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for tuning in to Storyline Narratives again.